One of the benefits that's often touted about laundromats is the simplicity of the business. That's why a lot of people decide to go into it. But once you start wash, dry, fold, pick up and delivery for residential,
Yeah.
it is pretty much anything but simple. So thinking back to, and Sharon, I know you have started a little more recently, but so let's start with you. So people who are attending this, how do they evaluate if the growth is right for their business? Like, at what point do you make that decision?
We started in 2020, so it made it look like we were, making bank off the pandemic, and that really wasn't the case. We were trying to decide in 2019 whether we wanted to do this or not. The quality of our wash, dry, fold was such that we just had more demand and more demand and more demand. But your wash, dry, fold is just local to within a few miles, 1, 2, 3 miles around your laundromat. So I would only recommend you decide to do pickup and delivery, or even consider it. I mean, my example I always give is like, remember on Star Trek, they would always play 3-dimensional chess. This is like 3-dimensional chess or 4 or 5-dimensional chess when you had pickup and delivery. You've got to have your wash, dry, fold in-house process nailed down. You have got to know where the orders are, who worked on it, what washers, what dryers, what chemicals, what just everything there is about it. You've got to have that nailed down before you consider it. And if you're seeing a lot of demand and hey, your quality is good, your quality has to be there, then consider expanding your area. Pickup and delivery is basically wash, dry, fold, but for everybody else that's out of your initial area, or the people that can't bring it into you. So that's kind of my take on it. That's why we decided to expand. We got a lot of compliments. Our in-store drop-off was taken off. I love laundry. I love doing laundry. Thankfully, I don't have to do it now. I have staff, but I've been doing somebody else's laundry for 40 years now. So pretty much got the hang of that. And so I taught my staff how to do that. And yeah, once you're comfortable with in-store, then consider pickup and delivery. But only you will know when it's the right time.
Yeah. So sort of a follow-up to that, with staffing, I assume so you got the wash, dry, fold down, but once you move to pickup and delivery, assuming you had to expand your staff, train some additional staff.
Yeah. So we have 2 separate companies, Laundry Station, which is the mat, and then pickup and delivery is Laundry Express. They are still somewhat commingled a little bit. I've got the same staff working all the in-store drop-offs and the pickup and deliveries, processing those. 2 different softwares. We're using 2 different softwares. So depending on if it's in store, it's this software, pickup and delivery is that software. So we did have to add staff, add some hours. But it's really hard for me to track right now who is doing what. Hence the reason to need a processing facility so we can separate that out finally. I don't have a good way to attribute my payroll to, was that they were attending the laundromat, because they're also attending the laundromat during the day. And self-service is number 1, take care of those self-service customers, but make sure, on the other hand, we get all the drop-off and pick up and delivery done. So, yeah. It's tough.
Great.
It's tough. As we go to what we call the new world, where we have the processing facility and the second laundromat, we're laying that foundation to finally do it right and get it all separated. But when we started pickup and delivery, we didn't know if this was going to work or not.
Right.
I still believe Wichita is still an area where we're still learning that you can have food delivered to you. You can have so many people I talk to, and they're like, "You mean you'll come and pick up our laundry and do it and bring it back?" It's like, yeah. A lot of them don't even realize we do drop off in the stores. Yes, we will do your laundry for you, and gladly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Jo-Dan? So going back to kind of the original question, how would people know how do they evaluate if the growth is right for their business?
Well, I think for one thing, you need to study your market, know your market, for one thing. Depends on the type of town you live in. Is it a busy metropolitan area, or are you in the rural areas of Kentucky, which I'm not, thank God. But I believe we just pretty much hit the ground running. I think a lot of it is it's logistical. It's you are going to be, and you need to have a standard operating procedures in place, and you need to have a system down, like Sharon said, from when that laundry gets in to where it leaves the building. And I think if you don't have good software to look very professional, and the software that like a curbside like we use, or there's so many out there that people use, and so you can get, so the logistics of the business is the main thing, and so you'll know when that dirty comes in, who processes it, and when it goes to the dryers, to the folders, to wrapping the laundry, and getting everything professional, and putting it over on the shelves ready to be picked up by the drivers, and then go. And you know, it's very important to get those procedures down before you do anything. Know it before you start it, because then you might be like me. When I first started, we were like, okay, hey, take this order over this side of town. Wait a minute, we had 2 more orders that went out this side of town. What are we doing here? And so I spent so much time going this way, and it, you know, you beat yourself up. And now we have, it's perfect. Everything's in a perfect route, going in a circle, coming back, circling right back to the store where it started. So, you know, standard operating procedures are very important. And knowing your town, your demographics, and get a nice van, and make sure. Now, you don't have to start out with the van. We started out in a car, okay? With, you know, but you know, when you get there and you get a van, have it nicely wrapped, or however you want to do it, so people will know, hey, we're delivering laundry. We're getting calls just from the vans, the phone numbers on the van, but that's another story. But you know, knowing when to start this, I think that's different for everyone, because like I hit the ground running. Sharon thought about it a little bit, and she made sure she was ready for it. I wasn't ready for it and did it. Oh, I put the cart ahead of the horse.
Jodan's the type to just jump right in. Let's see what happens.
That's right. Yeah, I'm a doer. I'm not a thinker. And you know, so my wife always has to pull me back, because I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So no, you haven't thought this through yet. You know, so but here we are. Yeah. But I
Well,
think
it seems you may have ended up in the same place anyway.
Yes, and you will make a mistake. Everybody's going to make a mistake along the way. It's don't make the same mistake twice. And you know, when you deliver those clothes, and this is the main thing, you cannot make a first impression twice. So if those clothes come to your customer and they're out of sorts, or if a shirt's missing, that's the worst reputation you can ever have. So just follow the clothes.
Absolutely.